Hey everybody, welcome to your June 2022 astrological forecast. Keep in mind that this is just a general reading. However, if you would like to have something more specific like your own chart done, there's a link below in the description box to my website where you can check out my services. There's also a link to something called Ask Me a Question, which is for people who only want to know maybe one or two things about their chart. So there's a link below to that too. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my subscribers again for their continued support. And if you're new to my channel and you like this video, please like and share it. It really helps my channel to grow, along with subscribing, and click on the little notification bell and you'll be notified each time I upload something. Okay, and also check out my weekly forecasts. Happy birthday, Cancer. Welcome to your June 2022 astrological forecast. Before the sun moves into your first house in Cancer, it's obviously in Gemini in your 12th house, right? Along with Mercury actually moving back here into Gemini on the 13th. The month starts off with Mercury in Taurus in retrograde motion, turns direct on the 3rd. In Taurus, okay, moves forward into Gemini again on the 13th, so it's in direct motion, and then Venus moves into Gemini on the 22nd. So, 12th house, where you have Gemini, is your house of secrets, your house of like solitude, things that you do on your own. It's the house of charity, and it's the house of confinement, though. Sometimes they call this the house of self-undoing, because you can actually drive yourself crazy just thinking things, thinking the worst, thinking things over and over and over again, okay? But this house, though, actually covers like people who are stuck in some kind of institution of confinement, like a prison or a nursing home, or even just being homebound, you know, not being able to move about freely, you know. So, you know, you just have these planets here now. There's nothing long-term transiting here, but you could be doing something behind the scenes right now, helping someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be a secret. But having Mercury here, Mercury was already here in Gemini like last month before it turned retrograde. So you could have been working on something behind the scenes, okay? I always say when Mercury is in the 12th house, it brings out the investigator in people. So you could have been, you know, just checking up on something or someone, or trying to find out more about them. Not necessarily putting it out there, you know, letting everybody know that you're doing this. You know, it's a little bit like snooping, you know. Maybe you just wanted to know more about this person, whatever. And then Mercury turned retrograde, and it might have seemed like you weren't getting anywhere. You know, you started off just fine, and then you hit like roadblocks. You know, a lot of times what happens is you're not able to reach the right person to ask whatever it is you need to know, okay? Either they're not there, or you're just given the runaround. People don't understand exactly what you're after, so they put you in touch with anybody, you know, but not the right person, okay? So now that Mercury is back here, you know, from, like I said, the 13th on, yeah, try then, if there was something you were trying to find out or trying to get a response to even, once Mercury's back in direct motion in Gemini, okay, in your 12th house, try it again, and I'm pretty sure that you will get the information that you needed, or reach the right people, or whatever, okay? This is also, like I said, the house of secrets and confidences, so somebody could actually confide in you right now, even if you don't want them to. You know, it's like you got enough to deal with your own life, and then you've got people like loading you down with whatever, you know, drama is going on in their life, you know. So you're a good listener and everything, but I mean, some people can be a bit too much. So something like that might actually occur at this time. Is somebody just like confides in you something that could be pretty spectacular, you know. Who knows how you'll feel about it, but with Venus here, though, okay, towards the end of the month, on the 22nd, usually, you know, there's always, like, when Venus is here, sometimes it denotes, like, a secret romance. Excuse me. But it could just be that you are, excuse me, hanging out with a friend that is a part of your group of friends. Maybe you're just like getting to know this person a lot better now. This could be something that it's just a friendship, but it could blossom into something else. But you don't want to put it out there just yet. You know, it's not anyone's business anyway. But people might be surprised that you are spending time with this person. Okay, so maybe that is something that you're keeping quiet right now. But when planets move into your first house, you know, you don't really care either way. If anyone knows, it's not like you're keeping it from them. It's just like, it's just none of their business. That's all, right? So, on the 14th, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, okay? Where you have Sagittarius in your chart is your 6th house. It's directly across from this 12th house. Okay, so the 6th house is like the kind of work that you do, the workplace, your co-workers, your work schedule. It's also your house of service and your house of health. Okay, so there could be something, when I was saying that somebody might confide in you, maybe they are confiding in you something about their health. Or maybe you accidentally learned something about someone's health that you weren't supposed to know about. Okay, could be something like that, okay, but a full moon is usually used to bring things to the surface, okay, a problem that has become like an issue, okay, has to come to the surface now where it can be dealt with and then done away with. So, because this is occurring in the house of work, I would have to say that this is work-related possibly, and co-workers, or something with the company, or a higher up or something like that. So something could happen in the workplace, okay? Not just you, it doesn't have to be you, anyone that you work with, or something, you know, that could just come out at that time. And but it does, like I said, it helps to clear the way for better things to come. So, you know, it could be something like that, or it could be, like I said, accidentally learning of someone's health problems or issues. Anything. You could also find out that someone is in prison. Okay, someone you know is in prison. In the big house. Okay, and that's a big surprise. So, okay, the sun moves into Cancer on the 21st, and there's a new moon in Cancer on the 28th, all in your first house. So when the sun's in your sign, you know, you're shining, you know, you're all lit up, and people can't help but notice you. Your new moon, everybody gets a new moon and a full moon, one each year. So your new moon brings a new beginning in your first house to your life. You know, you make new plans or whatever you do around this time, the new moon. Usually it's plans. If you begin something, though, actually physically begin something, it works out of the way it was intended. That's why you're using this new moon for a new beginning in that area. But you don't really have to do anything at this time. It's just like a fresh start, or feeling like a fresh start. But it actually begins your year. Your year begins during your new moon, not like in January. Like, whatever. So at least that's the way you feel. Okay, so if you were planning on doing something, you know, that needed a little bit of, I don't know, some energy added to it, wait till the new moon to do it. Okay, while the sun is in your first house. And, you know, eventually when these planets leave Gemini, they move into your sign. So you'll eventually have Mercury and Venus in your sign, but Mars is going to be in Gemini, I believe, till the end of December. So you won't even have Mars in your sign till like January of next year. I think it's January, but I know that Mars is going to be a long time in Gemini this year. Okay, so there are a couple planets turning retrograde right now. Okay, there is Saturn in Aquarius in your 8th house is turning retrograde on the 4th. So just having Saturn in your 8th house of endings, death, other people's resources and money. This is the house of legacies and inheritances. So you might inherit it this time. When Saturn's here, though, sometimes someone does pass away. But this is also the house of rebirth and regeneration. So it is a killing off of part of you, possibly, and a rebirth of a new you in some way or other. So that could actually occur at this time. But with this retrograde like this, I would, if I were you, I would check my bank statements and my credit card statements and make sure that no one has charged fraudulently, stuff on my accounts or tried to take money from my account, anything like that. And a creditor from your past, right, could, and I'm talking years even, years past, but it could be anyone, but I wouldn't be surprised because they are that ridiculous, might come after you or at least send you something in the mail trying to claim, or stake a claim even against you on whatever kind of an account, and a lot of times I'm pretty sure that the statute of limitations is gone on that, but they'll keep trying, so don't be surprised if you get some kind of ridiculous stuff in the mail or even a phone call. Okay. Also, in America here we have, this is tax season, so any financial institution falls in this 8th house, like the IRS or even banks or credit card companies, anything like that. So, they could be a problem at this time because they're finding problems or they're just sending you stuff, in regards to your accounts that, that it wasn't a problem before, all of a sudden it is, or you weren't aware that this was happening in your account, so it's something to look out for. But I do have to say, though, that because this is retrograde and this is the house of death, more or less, that having Saturn here, someone may have passed away in the past couple years when Saturn's been here for a while, right? So you could be contacted about a legacy or inheritance, okay? And back to this whole secret stuff, with these planets being in Gemini in your 12th house, you could be like named someone's executor of their will or just be named in a will, but whomever would like you to keep it quiet, you would more than likely be contacted by an attorney, but they would like you to keep it quiet. Okay, so it is a secret because, a lot of times family feels that they come first, so they're going to critique everything that they can get their hands on and decide who deserves to get what or whatever, as if they feel that they do, you know what I mean, just because they're related by blood, and that's it. No more than that. Then Neptune in Pisces, okay, turns retrograde on the 28th, and where do you have Pisces here? Okay, your 9th house, okay. So, this really isn't all that bad. This is a long-distance travel and communication house. It is the house of adventure, but it's also your philosophy, religious beliefs, and your philosophy on life, your educational background, your cultural background, media and publishing, legal matters. It could come down to if there was any kind of legal matter, that if you've already been dealing with someone, because this planet has been here for years now, so you wouldn't even be surprised that someone might be trying to pull a fast one on you in regards to, let's say, like a legal matter. And it could be an inheritance thing, kind of thing, maybe you are due something, but it was kept from you, Somebody could be giving you the runaround, period. Okay? Or this is also another thing in school, if you are taking some kind of class, because this is higher learning, this is university, college, something like that. Okay? So if you have, if you're a younger person that just entered college, I can't remember when Neptune first moved into Pisces, but I do know what it's like to have Neptune in your sign, and while trying to learn certain classes. If the class appeals to you, of course you want to learn it. Anything else, it just goes right over your head or by you because you're not really paying attention. So this could be something that's going on here. Not with just a class. Anything in regards to let's say culture or people in general and their opinions and their outlook on life. If it doesn't mesh with yours, it's not like you're being judgmental. It's just that you feel you don't really have that much in common with them. So what's the big deal? But to each his own, right? So you don't make a big deal about it, but you're not impressed either by other people's opinions and stuff. Why should you be? But it just makes things a little bit more foggy than they already are. That's what Neptune does. Okay, but somebody could actually try to deceive you while this planet is retrograde in regards to even their background. Somebody could be telling you, they grew up, I don't know, in someplace in Europe or something, or they went to boarding school in Switzerland or whatever, because you got a lot of like wild people coming into your life. That 11th house where you have Taurus, that's what you have on your 11th house. The planet Uranus is there, okay? So it's bringing very unusual people into your social life, okay? So I think somebody here is going to try to pull a fast one. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if someone had a fake accent, okay? And this could even be like on social media, because it's easier to get away with. I mean, if they had to perform for you in person, that'd be too hard to keep up, right? Especially after a few drinks. So, it's just something to keep in mind. But I do want to tell you again, happy birthday. Okay, have a great time. I'm just looking here. Nothing more that I can see. Probably a lot more action for you next month. Okay? So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign. Okay, so the moon is in Cancer on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 28th, 29th, and 30th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Capricorn, and those dates are the 14th, 15th, and 16th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, anything with gambling or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 10th, 11th, 12th, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. The best time for money is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. The best time for your career is the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. And the best time for communication and travel is the 6th, 7th, 8th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast for June. Be sure to check out my weekly forecast, and I will see you next week. Goodbye, and happy birthday again.